Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. So today's video is a tutorial on this eye look, and I've been doing lots of just eye look tutorials recently, so I'm sorry this is another one. I will get back to doing like a full face tutorials shortly, but I just thought I'd just do, oh I can hear a siren. Oh that's not good, it's an ambulance. But yeah, I will get back to doing full face tutorials at some point, but I'm just enjoying just doing eye tutorials at the moment. So this is following on in my little series of different ways you can use the Plouise paints. So today I used the shade Sexy Chilli, which is this one right here. It's one of the Crisp Finish paints. The comments in my last video, I had one person say to use this one and someone else said to use Smoking Hot. I was like, ooh, which one? So I went with this one today because this is probably my favourite colour. Like, I'm obsessed. But I'll use Smoking Hot in my next tutorial, which will be up on Wednesday, and then the final one next Sunday will be Nitro, and then that'll end the series. So I've just got 2 more videos left of the series after this one. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Let me know in the comment section down below what you do think, and make sure you do give this video a huge thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Okay guys, so as always I've just done my brows off of camera just because I think it's kind of boring just to keep seeing me do my brows. But yeah, so I'm just going to now apply a base for my eyeshadow, and I'm using as always the Plouise base in the shade number 2, and I'm using the Peaches and Cream PC52 brush to apply that. So I'm just going to start by carving the brows out first. And now that I've carved my brow, I'm just going to drag that down all over the lid. Also guys, with your base, like the Plouise base or any base really, one thing I will always say is just make sure you blend out the edges of it just so you've not got any harsh lines. Especially I find right here sort of on the corner of the nose as well. I'm just using a fluffy brush. This is just from Spectrum. But yeah, just make sure you blend out the edges of the base. Just gives your eyeshadow a much smoother application. Okay, so moving on to the eyeshadow, I'm obviously going to be using my BPerfect Cosmetics x Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Khaki. And I'm just going to take that on a Zoeva 230 brush. Just looks like this. It's just a little pencil brush, and I'm going to go with more of a spotlight eye, but not an unstructured one, so it's going to be more of a structured spotlight eye. I know on my channel I do a lot of unstructured, but this is a structured one. So just taking Khaki on the pencil brush, and I'm just going to start blending this right into the crease. I say blending, I'm more packing that colour on rather than actually necessarily blending it in at the minute. Just taking that right in the crease. I am now starting to just blend it slightly. I'm doing more windshield wiper motions rather than circular, so it's more back and forth. And whereas with the smoky eye I would obviously do the outer corner but not the inner corner, obviously with the spotlight you're going to want to do both. So you do want to be bringing it onto the inner corner of the lid, like so, as well as the outer. Now that we've got the crease done, we're going to go in with the shade right next to Khaki, so just use Khaki. We're going to go in with this colour here, which is called Clay, and I'm going to use this on a bit more of a fluffier, well not a fluffy brush actually, sorry. I'm going to use this on, this is a Zoeva 231, it's just a chunkier pencil brush. This is just going to help to still get the colour on there and pack the product on, but also blend as well. It does like a little bit of both, especially for blending out the darker shade. So I'm just going to take that just straight above where we've placed Khaki. Again, just blending this in windshield wiper motions, making sure to really pack the colour on there as well. So you want it to be nice and pigmented. And I just keep going back and forth between those 2 colours, so and the brushes, so the one we use Clay on and the one we use Khaki on, and just if you need to just deepen up Khaki and blend everything together. So even though you do want things to be blended together, you still want the colours to sort of have their own little moment and stand out for themselves. You don't want everything to just blend into one shade where it looks muddy. So you do still want to be able to see the separate colours. So then finally, just to blend all of that out, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Yellow. And I'm going to take that on a Zoeva, I think this is a 232 brush. It started to run off, but as you can see, it's just a bigger, fluffier blending brush. Doing the exact same thing, I'm going to just start applying it right over the top and just above the shade Clay, just so we can get that nice and blended out. Don't forget to make sure the inner corner's blended as well, near the nose. We don't want any harsh lines here. So now you're at this stage and you've got everything nice and blended. I just like to go back in with the shades that we've already used just to intensify everything a little bit more. So I'm going back in with Clay right now. And also back in with Khaki. Okay, so this is currently what the look is looking like. So I'm just going to do the other eye off of camera and then I'll come back and finish this one off. Okay, so now that I've got this eye up to the same stage, we're going to move on. So I do want to get the crease a little bit darker, so I'm going to use the same brush we've been using Khaki on. I'm taking the black from the palette, which is called Black Beat. It's just down here in the bottom corner. It's just a matte black. I'm just going to pick some of that up on the brush we were using Khaki with, but I'm sort of going to mix it with a little bit of Khaki. So I'm just going to go back and forth between the two shades and mix them together. And then just start blending this right into the crease. Don't be scared of adding black just to deepen things up. You don't have to go straight in with like solid black. You can obviously mix the two shades together like I'm doing. One thing I prefer to do as well if I'm going to be doing this is, even though I start off with the darkest shade first, I wouldn't start off with the black because I think it can sometimes be a bit more difficult to blend. So I'd rather go in with whatever shades you're using and go obviously start off with your darkest and then go in with the black afterwards just to deepen it up, especially because you don't know how dark you can get your other shade first anyway. So just a little tip. Now we're at this step, now I need to sort of cut the crease to do the spotlights. I am just going to be going in with the Plouise base in the shade number 2 again. I'm going to go in with the PC52 brush from Peaches and Cream again. And you just want to let the brush do the work for you. Obviously it's got the rounded tip with the bristles, if you can see. So you literally just let the brush do the work for you and just stamp. So that's all I'm going to do. Just another tip as well when you are doing a spotlight eye, and a lot of people do that sort of inverted triangle where they'd sort of bring it in here, but best tip is to actually, instead of bringing it in into like a V, so instead of the concealer or whatever you're using as to like cut it, instead of it coming down into a V, just do it straight down and it's gonna look a lot better, trust me. So once you've done both of your little spotlights, all you want to do now is fade the edges. So I'm going to take the same brushes we've been using so far. I'm not picking up any extra product, so just taking the pencil brush that we were using Khaki on, just lightly feather that at the edges. You're best off sort of, instead of dragging outwards, drag inwards, because if you drag outwards you're just going to drag the concealer or the base out. So instead you want to be dragging the eyeshadow in. Just do the same with the same brushes and the same shades you've already used. So this had Clay on it. Again, I've not got any extra product, but just sort of drag that in. And then finally the last shade, which was Yellow. Next up, I'm going to be taking the shade Vanilla from the palette, if I can show you it. So I'm going to be using this shade next, which is called Vanilla. That'll be going on like the spotlight, but this is going to work so much better if you use a glitter glue. So I'm using the Too Faced one, and I'm just going to take a flat shader brush. This is a 234 from Zoeva. It just looks like this, just a flat shader brush. So we're going to put the glitter glue on first, right onto the spotlight. Like so. Now I've got the glitter glue down using the same brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Vanilla and then just press that over the top. Look how stunning this like eyeshadow is though. I nearly said pigment. I guess it is like a pigment. It's like a pressed pigment, I guess. But it's just so stunning. So this is the current stage of the eye makeup. So underneath the eye now, we've got to do the lower lash line, and I want to do this like I know obviously this is not necessarily neutral, like Khaki's a kind of neutral, I guess. Depends what way you kind of want to look at it. But I want to do a pop of colour, and of course this is my little series of different ways you can use the Plouise paints. And today I'm going to be using one of the Crisp Finish paints in the shade Sexy Chilli. I absolutely love this paint. I used this on a look the other day and I was obsessed. So we're going to use it again today. You really do not need much of these paints, by the way. They are super pigmented, so you don't need much at all. And I'm just going to be taking another 230 brush from Zoeva. This is a different one to the one we were using Khaki on. I just have two of them with me. So it's just a little pencil brush. Pick up some of the paint on the pencil brush and I'm just going to run this on my lower lash line. Just for a fun pop of colour. I'm also going to run this on the waterline as well because I want to take this in the waterline. And I'm just going to take the shade Reef, which is this one right here, and I'm going to take that up on a Zoeva 227 brush. It's just a little fluffy blending brush, so just going to pick that up just to go over the top of that eyeshadow, and we can blend it out then. Not eyeshadow, sorry, but paint. It's a paint. What am I talking about? Just so we can blend the edges a bit. So one thing I like about the paints, they can just be used for like a fun pop of colour top underneath the eye. Then I'm just going to, using the same brush we used earlier, pick up some of Vanilla, and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner. Right there, sort of over the top of the paint on the inner corner, if you can see. And this is what it's looking like. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to pop on some lashes, I'm going to do my skin, and then I'll come back to show you the finished look. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm absolutely loving it. Obviously just chucked on some lashes. I used the Tatti Lash TL4 lashes. Did my skin, obviously went full glam. And then my lips, I just put on Cork Lip Pencil from MAC and Starker's lip gloss from the BPerfect Time Stacey Marie Love Tahiti collection. And there we go. I'm absolutely loving this look. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started filming, do you and you like thinking, I don't actually know what eyeshadow I'm going to do. Literally all I knew was I needed to use this. I was like, I'm going to use this. This is the shade I'm using today, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So I just went with it, and this is how it turned out. I feel like they tend to be the best looks. Do you know, like when you're just thinking, I don't really know what I'm doing. I've got like a specific colour or a specific product that I want to use, but I don't know what I'm doing, and you just kind of wing it. They always tend to be the best looks in my opinion. So this is what it's looking like. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, that is everything today guys. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you liked this look. If you do like the look and if you're going to recreate it, let me know, and make sure you tag me on Instagram if you do recreate the look as well. But yeah, that's all I got to say today guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well, because that would mean the world to me. So yeah, make sure you do that, and comment down below what your thoughts are and any requests for any videos you'd like to see in the future on my channel. But yeah, that's everything today guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.